Hello everybody, welcome to BadgerBeat.com. Rob Hernandez back with you as today our Badgers S.O.S series explores probably the biggest area of distress on the defensive side of the ball, the linebacker positions. Now check out the names lost to graduation after last season. On the outside it was Brendan Kelley and Ethan Armstrong, and on the inside Conor O'Neill and the incomparable Chris Borland, who led the team in tackles in 2013. How do you begin to replace a linebacker core like that? Well, you begin with Derek Landish on the inside and Vince Biegel on the outside. Coach Gary Anderson said at Big Ten Media Day he has high hopes for a big season out of Vince Biegel, who a year ago had 25 tackles, including 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and a quarterback hurry. We talked to Vince Biegel on Media Day about what to expect out of the linebacker group and how they begin to replace a decorated senior class that left a year ago. Here's our conversation with Vince Biegel.
River at Grandma Biegel's house, so you'll have to ask Hayden about that right after this season, how I pushed him off in the water.
You can do that? You're big enough and strong enough to do that.
I have to use my athletic ability. I have up one on him on that, but he's got the poundage and the height, so I kind of have to maneuver around him. But I managed. It's usually Rocky's out there, my dad, and all my uncles and some cousins, so we have a good time.
As far as your role here, I hate to get on a serious question
here,
but the linebackers with the group that you lost from a year ago, I know that Gary's saying you're not replacing anybody, but you're filling holes. How do you see that role of having to fill a lot of gaps?
Our front seven, we're losing a lot of guys like Brendan Kelley, Ethan Armstrong, and Chris, obviously. So we've had some guys to fill in the voids, but I think we have some young and up-and-coming potential guys such as myself, Joe Schobert, Marcus, and Derek Landish at the linebacker position to fill those voids. And I think that we're not necessarily – obviously losing a guy like Chris is detrimental, but we have guys with a lot of potential who will fill in those voids and succeed with a moving forward.
It's not going to be easy to replace Chris, but it's doable, isn't it? I mean, you guys all have a motor.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris, to plop a guy in there and to replace Chris is almost impossible. So we have to collectively, as a linebacking core, make up for Chris. And I know that that's been a challenge for us off season, and it will continue to be this off season during the season.
Defensively, especially with the test they'll get in game one, how quickly do you have to get everything to mesh together?
We're going to approach LSU like every game we've had in the past. Obviously, it's our first game, and it's a big-time opponent such as LSU, but we feel comfortable with Dave Aranda and where Coach A will be putting us, and I feel like we'll be ready to go for LSU the first game.
The numbers say that there aren't a lot of returning starters, but if you go back over various box scores, Gary and Dave played a lot of guys. Is that going to help the transition, knowing that you've got a lot of field-tested guys?
Absolutely. We've had a lot of guys, such as myself and Joe Schobert, who weren't starters last year, play a lot of key downs for us in a lot of key packages. So I think that will pay dividends come this season with that experience that we've had from out last year.
Thanks, Vince.